Good to go. We are live. Okay, good evening, council. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. and I'm going to hand it over to the Deputy Mayor, John Peroff.
Oh, okay. The Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne would like to begin by respect.
Thank you, John. So review and note any changes to the agenda. There are none presented to me. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Peter Kistemaker, second by Councillor Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that council does hereby approve the agenda as presented. Those in favor? And that is carried. Declaration of pecuniary interest, declaration of conflict of interest. I don't have any paperwork right now for that, council, but anytime throughout the meeting, if such a situation arises, you can declare. Adoption of the minutes, if I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Drago-Stefanik, second by Councillor Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby adopt the following minutes as distributed. The regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, and the special meeting of council held on Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. Any additions or corrections to those minutes? I just want to make one note. It's on the minutes of the regular meeting of February the 11th. If we could just have the correct Hornepayne First Nation, the actual correct name. And just on that, council, to update you, we'll have the correspondence on our next upcoming agenda. Any further comment or note? There being none, I put those to a vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, we have deputations, presentations, tender awards, and open discussions. And tonight we have an open discussion on the 2026 draft municipal budget. Did I have anyone report that they wanted to speak to the budget from the public? No? Okay. And I'll hand it over to you, Cindy.
Okay. As you received the paperwork, we've included the Excel files for you to review in case you had any questions on the detail, more detail than just the cover page or the presentation pages for each department. Also included in email, as you may recall, we had some information in terms of identifying some of the reasons why things have either increased or some of the things we may have put in 2026 that you might not have seen prior. And again, some notes on why that might have increased the levy based off of, in this case, taxation being used for capital projects. I mean, there's a number of items on here. I don't know if you want me to list them. I think maybe we should open it up for discussion if you had any questions on what you received, and then I can speak to specific questions or possibly give a little more of the information that we provided as potential ways to potentially decrease some of the budget items in order to help along the way with not having to increase the levy as much.
Okay. We'll start with discussion then. And just to note, are we, for this email, can we put this on our next agenda package so that people see what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And then just the first pages of the budget items. Mm-hmm. Can we put that in a PDF or something just for the public so that they have it?
Yeah, and we can put those pages on the screen tonight if you like. I do have the ability to do that.
Yes, let's definitely do that so that the public can see what we're discussing.
Okay. And then hopefully, well, the next will be a more lean version of it that we can, it'd be more appropriate to share, I think, at that stage.
Okay.
Because it'll depend on discussions tonight as well as what else was brought forward.
Okay, so I'm looking at item number 1, and I'll just read it aloud, is the ongoing capital project commitments from previous years, which we cannot avoid. Example is completing Third Ave project, which impact the operating budget and tax levy. So do you want to open up with some information on that first, or?
Sure. As you know, that project is gonna be completed this year. We do have, I can actually bring up the breakdown of that one.
Okay,
If I can figure out the best way to do that.
do you need something, Peter? Are you looking for a pad of paper or something?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
We'll get a copy of the budget.
I don't have a copy.
Down.
It's on,
There is an email, dated, it's, titled
It's in your email.
2026-2029 draft budget. John, do you have a copy of that in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great.
That's right, but do you not have the breakdown of that? But what I'm going to do is open the capital budget.
Okay, so then we'll discuss item 2 as well, the capital budget, including a summary of projects which are at various stages of development, the library. fitness
Didn't get it.
center. Okay,
he didn't get it.
he didn't get it?
No,
Oh,
Just forward it to me on this one.
I'll try.
oh, you're in here under, which email is this?
Yeah.
Counselor dot Pete Kistemaker, P Kistemaker at
I just sent it to him.
hornepayne.ca. Okay, you got it? Counselor Stepanek, you have it?
Hard copy.
Okay, great.
I analyzed it for the last 10 hours, so I'm ready to make comments when time allows me.
Okay, right on. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got it?
Okay.
Share. Doesn't show on screen, but does it show on yours, Jen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's just wait so that the public can see what we're discussing.
Yes, it is visible on here for the public. It's just not visible up here for some reason.
Oh, okay, so it is visible for the public, okay?
So what you see on screen is a summary of the various projects that we would have. Sorry, this top
Okay.
section.
Let's just wait, because we do need it on screen so that we
Okay,
can
sorry.
all follow along.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm not sure how to fix it.
Okay, I just, for those of you that are tuning in, or Councillor Paroff, we're just having some technical difficulties with the screen we look at in council chambers. It's not showing the required document.
Don't know how to make it.
Is that because I'm sharing my screen?
Well, I don't know why it's not working. Like it's working on this. It's working on the stream. I just don't know. Like it didn't give any information as to why it wasn't. It just said it wasn't.
Would it help if I stop sharing and do it again?
I can see it all. I
Yes,
mean-
it's, yeah, we can see that it's being shared on the stream. It's just actually on our
The big screen.
big monitor down here. We can't see it. Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, let's try and see if you unshare and try it again and see if it pops up and if it gives us what the complaint is.
Gmail, we didn't send it to Gmail.
If not, maybe we print it.
Go to the share. Just says share still.
Do you have share by application or?
I'll just wait till it gets.
Right, okay, sorry, I just had to find out where I had to go down, click the button.
Yeah, and it seems like it's trying to work. As it goes back to. There we go, perfect,
Okay,
good
perfect.
job.
Okay, beautiful. There we go. Okay, so back to where we we're talking. This top section, projects from previous years, indicates things that had been already discussed or started in a prior year.
Right,
For example, the third Ave rehabilitation, the budget that shows here, 2.458 million is what the engineer had provided to us as this year's likely expenses. There's, it's probably, we do have a contingency in there, so it might not be, quite that high, but what's available, left in the ICIP grant is 984,000 due to us having spent quite a lot of it in 2025. That leaves about 1.468 that we were planning to or looking to take out of reserve, and just over 5,000 out of taxation is because none of the funders will allow us to claim the non-rebatable HST. So there's a piece of that we have to fund other than because the reserves I looked at include the Nords money that's left, which I don't have that on screen here, but the Nords money that's left to use up the rest of that, as well as the sum of the amount, because this full grant includes water, wastewater, and roadway type of assets that are being affected. We are taking some of the reserve money out of the water, wastewater reserve that is showing on the balance sheet. So for their portion, and then the balance, I was looking at taking it out of the OCIF money because we do have quite a lot in there as well. So that was the expectation for that one. Landfill expansion, we are still waiting on some dollars, or the estimate for that has not come in as of yet. The fitness center library, 4.2 million, again, basing it off the engineering reports. And in this case, we have the grant money is again an ICIP grant for that. And as of right now, the expectation is the 1.13 million, we would try to get a long-term loan for that. As of right now, that's the expectation.
okay, and our portion to that, just for clarification, would be the 1.133?
Correct.
Okay.
And then a couple things that still need to happen at 19 Becker Road, just to get it in usable, or they may have already spent a little bit of that money because they needed a furnace, and garage door had to be redone because it wasn't proper. Excuse me. Pavilion washrooms, same thing. That was the estimate we were given, and that would come up. I believe we took that out of OCIF reserve money as well, because in my understanding is this is the water hookup from the water main to the washing itself. So that would still qualify under OCIF as well. So those are the prior years. The recommended projects in the next section, which are based off of, sorry, let me just lock the title so you can see what we're looking at here. You see the taxation in here as well. Okay. Did you want more talking about the
Well, we
the
can
newer
stop here
projects?
and open up questions if people have questions at this point on the capital. Okay, just before we carry on, I just want to make sure, so from our Third Avenue project, we're looking at how much dollars do we have to actually get in a loan for that? Do we know that full amount yet?
We have the 1.5 million construction loan that we got from Infrastructure Ontario. So
Yeah.
if we haven't paid it back by the time this project ends, we will need to, set that up as a debenture.
In a long-term loan, okay.
Yeah.
Are we expecting that we'll have any of that covered before the end of?
We're hopeful because we do have some, grant money from, claims that had been put in 2025 that we haven't received the money yet for. It's a little over $1.4 million. So if we get all of that in, fairly soon, that will be helpful. We can pay down the construction loan. Sense.
Okay, but it won't go down to 100,000 that we owe.
Well, it could.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we should just have updates on that as we go through the year then?
Mhm.
Exactly, as we follow the project through?
I mean, we will be, once the project ramps up again, we will be making some payments out, so as long as we have the cash in hand to pay for it, we have to apply for any further.
Okay. And,
We're still working on that side of it, just to be
Okay.
sure, yeah.
okay. Okay, thank you for that. That was my only question. So you want to continue on to recommended projects?
Sure, could do that.
Can I just?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I, so, as of the moment, when it comes to Third Avenue, we don't have to worry about anything going forward. It should, that one should, we know is going to happen, it's gonna finish, it's going to, as long as we stay on track.
That's my understanding.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
And just to clarify that, if we end up with some debt that we need to cover for that, we can install that over our OCIF that's coming in the future, like take those loan payments out of that?
Possibly.
Possibly, that's okay,
Yeah.
just so that we don't have to increase taxes by 3% or what have you? Okay. Okay. Is that good, Belinda? You good with
Yes,
that? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so recommended projects.
Let's go down again.
Very quickly, Counselor Paroff, asked if the capital budget portion could be sent to him.
Thought I had, but yes, I will.
Oh, Counselor Paroff, just check in your email. I did a similar mistake. There are 5 attachments. So if you, click the 5 attachments, it should be the last one in there. Do you
Oh.
see it now? I did the exact same thing, so if it's not, I'll flip it to you right now.
yeah, I don't see it.
Okay.
Apologies, I don't have it.
Anyways, I do have a question for future roads. You did a Third Avenue rehabilitation. Is there any thing in the future years for doing a different road, another additional road?
We don't have anything currently in here, but that's not to say that it can't be included.
We haven't planned that far, John. That would be on the next strategic plan. Yeah, go ahead. Belinda.
That's like within our next 10-year plan, right?
Yes. Does that answer your question,
Okay.
John?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. And Manuel, I know you're listening online. Would you be able to forward that email again to Counselor Paroff, please?
Absolutely, I'll do it right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue on.
Okay, so just carrying on down the list, I guess, there were some dollars put aside for, I say put aside, put in the budget for the town hall renovation. That would be the flooring upstairs and various other aspects to that level. The hot box you've already discussed, where we have $38,000 pothole repair, pothole prevention grant sorry, I forgot the name of it. And the rest we indicated out of taxation as of right now, so that's one of the projects that we see increasing the levy to some degree this year. A few in here don't have any dollars yet. There was some discussion on them, but we have not included. The Hallmark demo rehabilitation, we are going to apply for a grant for that in 2027. Same with the RV sewage dumping station. We're going to, or we've included it in a later year. At the arena, garage for the Zamboni, we put in the 2028 year. And the loader in 2020. Fitness equipment, there's been talk of needing some right away, so we've got 13,000 in this year's budget and 10, 100, sorry, as well as 100 with 90,000 out of a grant. That would be, I believe it was a Trillium grant that we're going to apply for that. So this 100,000 here is one of the what we would consider subject to funding. So we've included it here with the expectation that we will get that funding. If we don't get that 100,000 funding, that will change what's being spent. But the expectation would be to buy I believe it was a treadmill that was discussed being needed. So that's in the 13,000, and we put aside, if you can see farther on the line here, 10,000 a year for new equipment each year for the next 3 years.
Okay.
As well. That's again, we're planning ahead to some degree. I actually missed that part of the computer hardware at the top of this section. We've got some computer replacements in 27 to 29 here. We also do have some computer in a further one, which is part of this electronic emergency control center electronic sign. Some of that 50,000 grant will be used for the computer that will help to, I believe it has to do with the sign itself, and for use in the emergency control center if needed. So we're showing renewal of computer hardware somewhat on an ongoing basis because how quickly they deteriorate and we need to replace them. So that's that expectation there. The fire, I'm going to jump up a little bit here because I passed it. The fire truck we put in 2027, as you know, is getting to be an urgent need. And as of right now, and I think in the 2025 budget, it was also indicated as a long-term type of loan that we would have gotten to buy the truck. It just hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
The fire hall renovation has been put in for this year, with some coming out of reserves as well. Which reserve that is, I don't remember off the top of my head, but we did have a small portion that's going to come. Oh, actually, I do recall that fire hall renovation can come out of the CCBF, Canada Community Building Fund, or federal gas tax, because they've now opened up their projects to include fire halls as well.
Okay.
So we're going to take some out of there and 5 out of taxation. So the total that we're showing out of taxation when it adds up the sections above is 84,950. So we've included that in the operating in the levy as an increase to the levy to cover these costs for capital projects in the year. Again, draft budget, if we need to change that, we certainly can. This is just our preliminary push at getting a capital budget.
Okay, what does all include in the fire hall renovation?
I believe it had to do with, I know that there were some exhaust type of equipment, exhaust removal equipment. As to the rest of it, I think Miles would be the best one to answer that.
Okay, I defer to you, Miles.
So 165,000, is that what the number is? Okay. Originally it was to finish one wall, one and a half walls is concrete, and the township staff complain constantly that there's exhaust fumes in the office as soon as we start the trucks, one of the trucks is old and really spitting out exhaust pretty badly. And the ladies are pretty upset about that. So it's to finish the wall, insulate it, vapor barrier, and then take down the ceiling. It's all molded and wet. It was water damaged for about 20 years. Water leaked through there. The roof was repaired when this council took over about 7 years ago, I guess. But the inside was never completed. So there's a lot of water damage and all the insulation. So all the insulation and drywall will be pulled out of the fire hall. 1.5 walls would be built, wood over the concrete, and then metal walls and metal ceiling would be installed. That's for the upstairs. Downstairs, all the paneling is dry, so it's a fire hazard when the paneling is very old and top of electric baseboards, and you can see it's all dried out and splintered. That's a fire hazard, so take out all the paneling, again, put rock wall insulation and fire resistant drywall, add a couple fire doors, which we're supposed to have connected to the rest of the town hall. There needs to be a fire barrier and there isn't. So a couple fire doors, change a couple light fixtures, not as much money. Originally, the best quote we had was around $75,000, and that was approved, I believe, 2 years ago. And then last year, it was approved again, but the prices, the contractors are telling me 150,000 now, and I can't even get a guy to give me a quote anymore. Like I've done this 3 or 4 times with quotes, and now the contractors just won't give me quotes. So Manuela said she's gonna try to get me a contractor from Wawa maybe to give us a quote, but I was told to expect that a minimum of $150,000. And we had talked about the exhaust removal system. That is code now, and there's grants for it. So I had suggested that we finish the fire hall renovations before we put up an exhaust removal system. There's no sense putting up an exhaust removal system and taking it down, doing the renovations, putting it back up, right?
Okay.
And the exhaust removal system, 2-3 years ago was $60,000. I have no idea what it is now, so. We asked for this to be done last year. Council told us to go ahead, and we had trouble getting a contractor in to do the work. But we were told to expect 150,000 to 160,000.
Okay. So that was the reason it wasn't done, was because of the contractors. We couldn't get
I
contractors.
couldn't get a contractor, no.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Any further questions from council on? Yes, go ahead, Councillor Spanik.
Thank you, Mayor. Under the recommended projects, township renovation, town hall, 120,000. When is the projected date to do that?
I would have to defer to Manuela on that one.
Manuela, did you hear the question? When is the projected date to do the renovations for the town hall?
I did hear the question, like not before the budget is passed, obviously, but soon after that, because there's a portion that's related to health and safety.
Supplementary?
Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to know the breakdown exactly what's going to be done.
So it's the flooring, it's a wall at the front to stop access by the public through the full office.
So the flooring and the wall is going to cost 120,000.
There's the flooring, the wall, there's moving making another office larger, so expanding an office as well. So there's also the leveling of the floor. It's not just putting flooring down. We have to level the floor or build a platform. So obviously we would look for the best quote. I can reduce that, of course. It's coming out of reserves, so it's not really impacting the budget. It's not impacting the levy.
And my final supplementary is, it would have been nice to have a breakdown when we sit here so I could see, I don't have to ask ministerial questions. This way I could look at it, I could judge it. I could look at my own background on it, it would be appreciated. That really, I mean, I'm hearing this and that, but I mean, 120 is a large amount for a renovation for a large room. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Counselor. Counselor Paroff, go ahead.
Yes, I want to go back to the fire hall. I just heard, and I don't know the truth behind it, the city or whatever, Matachewan or Magnetawan just received a little over $1 million for their fire hall from the NOHFC. I didn't verify any of it. I just heard about it today. I don't know if anybody else heard that or not.
No, but it can be investigated on what they were able to get. And depending on which stream they got from the NOHFC, there may be a portion that they have to pay for. But it definitely can be looked at. Is that what you're looking at, John? For
Yeah,
future?
it's worthy of a phone call or to look into it maybe.
Okay. I think that's a great idea to follow up and see what they applied for. Any further comments, John?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. I do have a question about computer hardware, just because we do have a new council coming in, this year. And have we put that in the council budget for any new hardware, laptops, or anything that we'd need for them?
Not specifically, but we can look at the council budget itself and see if there's something in there that could work towards that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, any further comments or questions on recommended projects? Okay. Then we'll move on. Okay, and it says 3 is an increase to long-term debt payments. Did you end up receiving the email, Peter?
Just trying to download it now.
Okay, great. You're gonna have to do it again. It says can't show this content, something went wrong.
Okay.
You're getting the error message?
Okay.
You're getting any error messages?
No.
Yes, Mayor. If I
Yes,
can
go ahead.
speak for a bit.
Yes, you
I
can,
did,
for
I
sure.
did get the email with the budget on it, and you were absolutely right. It was on my email. It's just I lost that email in a bunch. So I do have it. Thank you very much for sending it.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad you have it, John.
Still showing some people can't access the file. What the differences between last time and this time.
Well, this is showing XLY.
I have no idea. I'm the wrong person to look at them for any technical stuff.
I'm gonna be honest, Excel is my nemesis.
It's gonna be this complicated. Sure. So interesting. It does say Excel wide. Maybe that's the issue. Although the other one was right below it, so. Not sure, but I could print it for. Oh, sorry, well. I don't know. It's showing,
That's not coming up.
it's showing to me that it's sharing.
Okay, why don't we continue with our agenda? If you can print off the items and then save them to a PDF so that Jen can share them online while we're talking. How's that? And then that way, I think instead of trying to figure this out and stressing you out. Okay, and then we can move forward with that. How does that sound? And Councillor Stefanik already has a copy. John, you have your digital copy, so you'll be fine with that.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And then we'll just get printed copies for us that are here. How's that? And whatever's printed, we'll just save as a PDF for the screen.
So you'd like a
I'll
printed
take a
copy
printed
as well?
copy as well.
So how many do you need? 3, 2?
Yeah, we'll do
If
3.
I can also get one, and I believe Miles wanted one, right? Do you have a copy, Miles?
Not in the budget.
Okay, so we'll do 5. Perfect. Okay, so we're just gonna postpone council during, and allow Cindy some time, just because we're having so much technical difficulties.
Oh, Manuel is raised.
Manuela, go ahead.
I've just printed off one copy of the whole thing, the operating and the capital. Do you want me to just PDF it to Jen?
Yeah, well, I'll let Cindy come upstairs and you can discuss, okay?
Okay,
And then we'll continue on with, our other items and then we'll come back. Okay, so we're just pausing council and we're gonna come back to that item for a fulsome discussion. So if I can get a mover and a seconder for departmental reports, moved by Councillor Peter Kistemaker, second by Councillor Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that council does hereby acknowledge receipt of departmental reports provided at the regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. And the first one is Manuela. Do you want to speak to your report at all? Might be talking to Cindy right now, so we'll move to the clerk. Jen, do you want to speak to your report at all?
I don't think so. You'll see, in one of the pages I mentioned that there's an election report later on this agenda. So that's kind of the main update there. And I'll be bringing further reports likely to the 18th meeting. But that's just kind of the preliminary report. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything.
Okay, and I open up the floor for any questions for the clerk.
I don't have any.
No questions, John? Thank you for that. Overall, how do you find that the preparations for elections are going?
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's good. It's just I've never worked in an election before because our last one was acclaimed. So to go from having never worked an election to running an election is a little bit intimidating, but there's a lot of really good resources out there. And in fact, AMCTO announced some live training. So Manuela, the CAO, and I are going to look at potentially going to that in May. And we will also bring that information to council for approval at the next meeting, if it ends up being worthwhile. And I'm doing a lot of training, and thankfully, actually, in my Seneca program, a lot of my professors are people who've worked in municipalities or lawyers or public sector, and a lot of them are like, if you need anything, let us know.
Okay.
So it's been good. It's been very, very busy. But good.
Okay. Thank you for that, Jen. And if there's no further questions, we'll move on to the Public Works Manager's report. And our Public Works Manager cannot be here this evening. A lot of our staff is struggling with illness today, so hence why we have people online and across the municipal building. And if there's any questions for the Public Works Manager's report, we will note those and Jen will ensure that they come back to our next meeting. So I open up the floor for questions. Go ahead, Councillor Stefanik.
To mention, like I did last meeting, I think the public works should do an excellent job removing the snow and plowing in a timely fashion, and they should be all congratulated.
Okay, we'll make sure that they know that. I did have one question about, it has to do with, the Winterfest on the ongoing tasks in the report. It says Winterfest went well again this year. Attendance was good. And I was wondering in our, key indicators or what the definition of good is.
Okay.
And that it would be great to keep those numbers. If there's a way that we're tracking it. Go ahead, Councillor Belinda.
I actually think we should be tracking the attendance on anything we do,
And,
you know?
yeah,
And noting that, because sometimes it's not worth maybe doing the extra that we're trying to do or whatever, because people don't show up. Maybe finding out why they don't show up. You know, even for participation, I would like to know that arena is really, who's going through the door? How many are going through the door? How many are leaving? Like, you know, what do we have to do to make sure there's always a flow? Things
Okay.
like that. That
Yeah.
might be good for the key indicators that you talk about.
okay, thank you for that. Jen, go ahead.
If I may speak to that, I'm gonna say 95% sure that they do tally everybody who goes and for what programs at the arena. I don't have the information on me, but I do know that they do mark that down.
Going forward then, like, it would be a good thing for your council.
Yes, included the
What is
KPIs.
actually going on. So, because we have no idea.
Yes, on noting that we should put that in the KPIs.
Okay, fantastic. Councillor Paroff, go ahead.
I just want to, I agree with Belinda that those types of numbers are very important to see where our budgeting goes, and it's very interesting to know where, how many people are using it.
Okay. We're gonna have them included on the key indicators report that we get monthly. And it sounds like they're already tracking, so it should be a matter of pulling the data and getting it to us. Okay, is there any further questions for the Public Works Manager's report? Okay, there being none, I'm gonna see if Manuela, can you hear me?
It helps, I don't think there are updates.
There aren't any updates, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, let's open up the floor for the CFO for questions, and Jen can note them and we'll get them to the CFO or the CAO when they're finished printing off documents. I open up the floor. Go
No
ahead,
question,
Counselor.
thank you.
No questions? Councillor Paroff, go ahead.
I find it interesting that things like 10 phone lines are being converted to voice, 3 fax lines. Do we need all this? I guess we need all this, eh?
Well,
I
it's,
thought you said,
I can speak to that. Those are
there we go.
individual, sorry, those are individual users. So right now they're desk phones. We're eliminating the desk phones. They're going straight to the cell phones, some of them. So, and some still need to be desk phones. So that would be my phone, Jen's, Dwayne's, Shanna's, the fire department. Like,
I'm sorry, Manuel, I think I misunderstood when I read it. I thought you guys had got rid of them. They were extra ones.
We are getting, so we're changing from the current system that we have to a voice over internet protocol system at half of the cost
Yeah,
per line. And
okay,
some
sorry,
lines
I
we've
did
eliminated,
understand it.
yeah, and some lines we've eliminated totally because they become obsolete and aren't being used.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, any other further questions for the CAO? I just want to note one little change to your report, Manuela. Is the meeting is, March 18th for the zone amendment, not tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was a typo.
No, it's just a typo. I know. I just wanted
Yes.
I wanted to highlight, not to highlight the typo, but to highlight that
Yeah.
if people were expecting that to happen tonight, that's happening on March 18th.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
My report.
Yes, go ahead.
Based off of both CAO and my report, this, you could mention the March 25th meeting now. Let's do both of them.
Oh, okay, yes, and I'll take this opportunity. Thank you, Jen, for that. I'll take this opportunity, council, as you know, we tried to find a date that would be suitable for everyone, that I did call a special meeting for March the 26th for 6 p.m. and we will be having a guest, Sean Sparling, and I'm not sure who else will be with him, to receive a report from the Integrity Commissioner. So that's a special meeting Thursday, March 26th. And it has been notified and placed in according to the procedure bylaw. Go ahead.
I just want to clarify, because they were their Integrity Commissioner reports.
Oh, reports, okay, yes. Okay, if there's no more questions for the CAO, we'll move on to the CFO. Questions for the CFO report?
I can get her and bring her to my mic if you'd like.
Yeah, if we have any questions, I'm not seeing any yet. Okay, there's no questions, so we're good.
Thank you.
Okay, if I can get a vote on receiving those reports, those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, moving on to correspondence action items. We have Ken K. Mayhew. Request for in-kind donation of ice time for 4-on-4 hockey tournament. And if I can get a mover and a seconder, we can open the floor for discussion. Moved by Councillor Peter Kistemaker, second by Councillor Drago Stefanik. Whereas council received correspondence from Ken Mayhew requesting an in-kind donation of ice time for the men's and women's 4-on-4 hockey tournament that is to take place on March 13th and 14th, 2026. And whereas per the user fees, comprehensive user fees and service charges, the fee for the ice rental for a 2-day hockey tournament is $1,428.26, including HST. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby authorize an in-kind donation of ice time at the total cost of $1,428.26, including HST, to Ken Mayhew for the men's and women's 4-on-4 hockey tournament, or deny Mr. Mayhew's request for the in-kind donation of ice time for the men's and women's 4-on-4 hockey tournament. And I open that up for discussion as there is a decision to be made. Go ahead, Councillor Peter Kistemaker.
As much as we need the money, I'm 100% for donation in kind. Kenny, as well as many other people, work countless hours, and all the money that's being raised is by volunteers, and it's going to our own baseball field, which is going to help that. I think it's a no-brainer going forward. I think it's great, and I'd like to take the hats off and compliment Kenny for doing all the work that he does.
Okay, thank you for that, Councillor. Councillor Stefanik, go ahead.
I support this motion 100%.
Okay, to the in-kind donation?
Correct.
Okay, great. Councillor Paroff, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I do support this as well. I think it's a fantastic thing to do.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Would
It's
you
a
like a word
no-brainer
in
for
here?
me.
No brainer. Okay, no brainer. I've checked the first box and deleted the rest of it, so I'll just reread that. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby authorize an in-kind donation of ice time at the total cost of $1,428.26, including HST, to Ken Mayhew for the men's and women's 4-on-4 hockey tournament. And I'm wondering if we make a friendly amendment to, have a further, resolution that he meet with staff to figure out the particulars of how this, donation and the work that's gonna be done at the ball field be completed.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Do you wanna compose something for us, Jen, there?
Sure, 1 second, please.
Yeah.
And are we talking about the, in-kind donation or the ball field?
The ball field,
Okay.
because we've done two,
Yes.
like they've been fundraising, and I just wanna
Mhm.
make sure he has an avenue and that we can help him along.
I have, be it further resolved that council directs staff to meet with Mr. Michael to discuss logistics of the baseball field donation.
Yeah, definitely, that sounds good. Did you hear the addition, John?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that to a vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. Right on, council. Okay, we're moving on to 9.2 is the Northeast Public Health Light Up for TB campaign for World TB Day. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Belinda Kistemaker, second by Councillor John Perroff. Whereas tuberculosis TB remains one of the world's deadliest infectious diseases affecting millions globally each year, and whereas World TB Day observed annually on March 24th aims to raise public awareness about the devastating health, social, and economic impacts of tuberculosis and to accelerate efforts to end the disease. And whereas the Global Light Up for the TB campaign, initiated in 2017, encourages communities to illuminate buildings and landmarks in red to show solidarity in the fight against tuberculosis. And whereas Northeastern Public Health has invited the Township of Hornepayne to participate in the Light Up for TB initiative, and whereas the township does not currently have color changing signage but remains committed to exploring ways to participate in this important awareness effort. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne formally supports World TB Day and the Light Up for TB campaign and directs staff to investigate alternative options to visibly demonstrate support, including but not limited to installing red light bulbs at the township entrance or other appropriate location. Any further discussion? There being none, I put that to a vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. 9.3 is reduce rate distribution of library resources, and I believe, Jen, you want to speak to this first? Go ahead.
So I would like to advise council, very exciting news. On Thursday, so before the agenda went out, this is my apology, I did not see it. It was not posted about until afterwards. This bill was discussed in the Senate, the legislative, I forget,
The Legislative Assembly?
yes, thank
Okay.
you. It's been a long day. And they have actually decided to change the language of it to protect libraries, to protect the postal reduced rate for interlibrary loans and things like that. So this is no longer relevant. And I didn't know, but it's good because they've adjusted and it's been approved in their debates. So I didn't want to remove the item because it's still important. It was addressed as of last Thursday.
Okay, I'm wondering if we should do a follow-up with the Township of Perry and thank them for their work
Absolutely.
that they've done. If we can send them an email and that we were supportive and that we know that there was a good outcome.
Yeah.
And it seems redundant now to pass a resolution, or Councillor Stepanek, go ahead.
Yeah, I have to make a comment on this because
Yeah.
they would have devastated small libraries.
Mhm.
We discussed it in depth in our last library meeting. a couple weeks ago. Not only our library, but any library for 5,000 or less, it would be a major cost to us because we do a lot of interlibrary loans. It's a great vehicle to get books that you want because we don't have a large selection in a small facility. So I think that's great news.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
One other thing, I did discuss this with the library CEO to ensure that I understood that that it's been addressed and that it doesn't need more advocacy. And was informed, yes, everything is okay right now. They've actually got emails about it. So all is well, so. Yes.
Okay, and if we could just copy the library CEO in that,
Absolutely.
letter and thank them at, Perry. And let them know it was tabled, but their advocacy worked.
Yes.
Okay, so, with the motion, that's the recommended motion, do we have to do anything with that, Jen?
Nope.
No, okay, so we just bypass to the next, item?
Certainly.
Okay, item number 10 is correspondence information only. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Peter Kistemaker, second by Councillor Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the correspondence information only package attached to the agenda of the regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. Any comments on any of the items in information only? Okay, I'm not seeing any from council. I do have one comment for the response to the drive test concerns that we've been working at with the mayor's, Northeast Superior's Mayor's Group. When you're looking at the data for the stats on the drive test, it only includes Algoma and, it doesn't include Sault Ste. Marie, it doesn't include Hearst or Kapuskasing. And I'm wondering if, as the Township of Hornepayne, that we do a follow-up with, MPP Rosenberg to ask, because it's not showing the correct data. Like, Hornepayers don't go to Chapleau for a drive test. They go to Hearst, or they go to Cap or Sault Ste. Marie. So we need to find out what those numbers are capturing and if we're being captured, if our postal code is being captured there. Is council in agreement with that? We'll have the staff do that. Councillor Stevanik, go ahead.
Yeah, this bothers me actually. The letter itself, they misspelled Hornepayne. That's not the first time that happens.
Yes.
That angers me.
Mm-hmm,
These are professional people.
mm-hmm. Yes, I did notice. There's a few mistakes in the letter.
Yes, Hornepayne is that I'm concerned about.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll follow up to try and get more of the stats. Cause I think it's, imperative that they get a full understanding of what we deal with in Hornepayne. And being the northwest of Algoma continually.
Yeah.
And if we could get those two letters put on our next agenda as information only that they were sent, thank you, Jen. Okay, if there's no more comments on information only, I'll put that to a vote to receipt, acknowledge receipt. Those in favor? And that is carried. Oh, committee and board updates. 11.1, and we'll start on the screen. Councillor Paroff, what's new?
Currently, I'm in Nip again for the Thunder Bay Municipal League meeting, and it starts tomorrow through to Friday about noon. So I'll have a report for you next meeting.
Okay.
Other than that,
fantastic.
there's nothing.
Okay, the roads were good driving today?
Roads were wonderful as soon as you left Hornepayne.
Okay, good, good. Well, make sure to say hello to Mayor Tara Anderson Hart. She's there from White River and she reached out to me today to find out if I was going. So say hello. I send her well wishes. Okay, any further updates, John?
No, not for me, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Councillor Belinda Kistemaker.
I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Drago Stefanik.
You have a virtual meeting tomorrow with the CIPC.
Okay,
We meet monthly. And also in a couple weeks from now, I have a library board meeting as well. Thank you.
okay, thank you. And Counselor Bear?
Nothing bad.
Nothing to add today? Okay. Just from my, updates, we have a lot going on in the background. Manuela and I met with, H&G again from, they're the people that have the waste, recycling all waste facility. And, we should have further updates at our March 18th meeting. At that meeting, they asked to, have contacts with, our MPP and, CN Rail, so I was able to get them contacted with those people, and so that's moving along. We also are looking forward to the upcoming Good Roads Conference, and Jen and I will be attending, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to ending a year of handing over responsibilities. It's always a good time. So I've enjoyed my year, but it's time to lessen the workload. And what else was there that I wanted to let you know? Oh, the other thing that is very exciting that this council has supported from the beginning is the Northern Ontario Women's Association. So I had let you know that we did get incorporated. Those documents have gone through. We have just opened up our bank accounts. I was signing at the Northern Credit Union today, and there's a marketing RFP out for that organization. So I just want the Hornepayne Town Council that without your support, that wouldn't have happened. And I see in the future that it is going to be an avenue to really encourage growth for all our municipalities in all aspects. So that's good news. And that's it for me for right now. And just to let council know, I am on vacation inclusive from March 9th to March 17th. So Councillor Paroff, you can take the extra load. If you need any support, you can reach out to John.
Gee, thanks.
Okay. And moving on to new and other business is 12.1, and that's the municipal election. If I can get did you want to speak to your report, Jen, or anything?
It's okay, you can do mover and seconder first.
Okay, we'll do a mover and a seconder, and then we'll open up. Moved by Councillor Drago-Stefanik, second by Councillor Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that Council, 1, confirms that the Township of Hornepayne will conduct a 2026 municipal election using paper ballots and will not use vote tabulators. 2, authorizes staff to finalize participation in a joint compliance audit committee consistent with previous years and to return to council with any required appointment bylaw and or resolutions once funded. And 3, direct staff to bring forward updates to the township's election related bylaws and policies in advance of the 2026 municipal election. Okay, any discussion? Councillor Stefanik, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for your report, Jennifer. I agree with your option 4. Also, when will you decide when the actual advanced voting days will be? Because you have a small time frame, October 16th before October 26th, right? Was any thought given to that?
So I have started looking at the dates. I am trying to ensure that they are on, I'm trying to look at kind of a big part of like CN and ensuring that we're covering kind of both. Thank you. Areas for people who have shift work to ensure that people can vote. So I am trying to figure that out. I'm hoping that when I bring the documents by next meeting or at the latest, the first April meeting, then we can have all of that set. It's just still figuring out.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Go ahead.
Supplementary,
Yeah.
the time frame of advanced voting, I assume from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's what you were planning to do. I'm just asking.
As of right now, yes. If that changes, I will bring a report with information, but yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Councillor. Any further questions on Jen's report or the motion that's on the floor? Go ahead, Jen.
I just want to give council a moment to, so I put it pretty clearly in the report, but, last time we did have the online voting. But I do remember at the time there was a survey done and it actually, most people were in favor of just doing paper ballot. And then on top of that, with the AMO workshop I did about election safety, they talked about the security of paper ballot. But again, I do want council to make the final decision on whether you want paper ballot, online voting, telephone voting, anything else. So please just make sure that you're having that discussion and comfortable with the decision before approving the paper ballot tonight.
Okay. I'm in complete agreement with it, so I'm not.
No problem.
Here.
Counselor Perroff, did you have any further comments on it?
Nope, I'd like to see paper ballots only. I'm good with that.
Okay. Okay, if there's no further discussion, I'll put that motion as read to a vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, perfect timing. Now we'll move back to our presentation.
Excuse me.
Okay,
PDF should be on the way.
okay, the PDF should be on the way.
Okay, are you sharing it or do you want me to?
I must let them.
Okay, and where were we?
Not very far. We had started with, I was going to start with admin. Actually, you talked about long-term disability, but that's in public works, so I can start there and we can look at long-term disability, long-term debt first. Sorry, acronyms.
That's okay.
Yeah. So yes, if you look at your public works, Jen, do you have that one yet?
Let's see, I have an email with admin PDF. It has miscellaneous cover, admin, council, library, ECDM, planning, Service Ontario, education. And I have another email that's got building, fire, EM, police, bylaw.
Okay, so
Okay, you want to do admin?
sure.
Got admin?
Since you've
Okay,
got
let's
admin.
get, we've got admin, so let's pull up admin.
Okay, and that is where the council budget is as well in the admin.
It might be best, do you have the PDFs on there? Okay, because my computer is overheating and it's a little bit struggling, but should be okay.
No, it wasn't Denise turning it to PDF, so she's still working on
Mhm.
it.
Oh, really?
Printing
Sorry,
was-
Manuela.
Printing was simpler.
That's okay. Do you want me to send them to Cindy's email as well?
That might be best, just because
Okay.
everything's very slow on mine, like my mouse is freezing.
Okay, I will.
Sorry.
Are you trying to put the budget admin up right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, there we go.
You can see how much my computer is struggling. And it has stopped sharing. Interesting.
Doesn't like the numbers.
It's okay, I also don't like numbers.
Start over. We want new ones. Okay.
Try this again. Okay.
Good to go with that one then.
Oh, yes, there we
Yeah.
go. Yep.
Okay. That's where. I had opened it up in Excel in case you had any questions you wanted me to go look at information, but. So what's on screen is the first tab of administration. What's not showing is the summary.
Okay, but the summaries, I think, are included on our budget that we had last week, right? That presentation.
Yeah, the presentation slide just tells you what's included in the administration, which we'll now see all of.
Okay.
May I just make a comment here? I just,
Yeah.
because the public is watching this, I want them to be very aware that in no way is this a recommended budget. This is a preliminary starting point. It's a summary of where we are today and possibly how we got here. And a discussion that needs to happen about how we're going to change things to obviously bring this levy down, because it's unacceptable. But what it is a culmination of things that have happened previously, that we have to deal with today in order to move the township forward. So I just want it to be very clear that in no way are we recommending this as a budget. What we're doing is asking this to be a starting point for discussions so that we can get it to an acceptable point. But what this does is summarizes all of our obligations today and starts a discussion as to what we can do differently in order to meet them in a way that's affordable to the citizens of the township.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay. So the first question I have is just for line items 2023 and 2024. Those are taken right off of our audited financials?
Well, either the budget column is from the budget that was prepared at the time, the actuals are right out of the general ledger.
Okay,
So should be, yes,
the same.
the audit
Okay.
numbers. Should go off the screen or go off?
I put the summary up.
Okay. I might as well look at what you're showing, because then we can always jump into the Excel file if I need more information. Okay, so, we can't talk about the long-term debt because we won't see it in here. I did look in the council budget to see if there was anything specific to computers. There's not currently. It's the same as you had before, travel training and the wages and, advertising.
Okay, so then I just want to make a note of that we do have to have something. I'm just gonna say, be upfront with council, my computer's on the fritz. And, I think some of the iPads have been in use since the beginning of your first terms.
Yeah.
So if they don't die this year, they're gonna die within the next term.
Mhm.
And then any new counselor is going to need either an iPad or whatever yes, go ahead, Councilor.
I can confirm that because I lost most of my emails 4 days ago.
Oh, so
disappeared.
okay,
Emails. I could still get into the agenda of the council, which I couldn't second last meeting.
okay.
So Jennifer helped.
Well, there is weird things going on, like even I have no emails from 2023 all the way up to 2025, the end of 2025. All of a sudden just disappeared.
They're not there.
They're not there.
Oh. Okay, so we definitely need to look at something regardless. And the best is to try and make do till the election, and then we'll have new equipment.
I think that's a programming thing though, isn't it?
I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. I know with mine, I think I'm having the same issue with Jen, is the laptops overheat and my mouse function and like right now, I can't move my mouse. I have to close this, let it reset for a second, and then my mouse will come back. Yeah. So at some point it's just gonna die, but I do have a personal like laptop that I can use, but.
I was gonna say for the email, I do know that Outlook has been having issues. There's been for months now, I can't actually search in my Outlook app for emails, I have to open it in the web and search. And I did talk to our IT people and they looked into it and it is just something Microsoft put out that they're having issues with their email systems. And searching and finding things, so it could be related to that. But I will also say the iPads are very old. I know Counselor Peter Kistamakers is to the point where it won't let me update it anymore.
Okay, so it definitely needs to be
Yes.
addressed. Okay, that's all I wanted to highlight for that. And wherever it fits, if it's either on out of the council budget, and then maybe we rotate that in to the 4-year budget, because
Yeah,
you're going to need those things when there's a new
These are
council.
like, what, some 7 years old now, okay?
8.
8, yeah. the
At
first
least,
year.
yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So some of that computer budget might go towards the council. You know, we haven't specified exactly which computers need replacing. We do know there are a few. So we could certainly look at that 5,000 at least towards it possibly,
Okay,
once we're sure we've got everybody up to date. I've got a note for it, you know.
okay, so what would you like to discuss under this first administration?
Okay. Have them separated by that, so we can, I'll just look down my list here. These were just a few items that, Manuel and I had looked at for, possible ways to help, right? If I go to,
Okay, I do have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Just to clarify, so everybody knows, just when it comes to the taxation amount that we show in administration, is that the amount from everywhere?
there are, I believe, 3 lines, or several lines that are included let me just get to the top of my page here. There is the general levy, there are the payment in lieu accounts, and the railway right away is a little bit lower on the sheet, but all of that
Okay.
is part of the overall.
And that's in one of your summaries on that side, I think, when you go into it.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking in the detail right now.
Okay.
So what you're seeing on the presentation sheet, which would be the first one, that's probably up. Yeah, that's just the taxation portion of the admin overall.
Overall, okay, that's
Correct.
what I want to make.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so I just wanna follow up to Belinda's question then.
Mhm.
So the taxation overall, so we're sitting at 2.8 right now. That would be the whole levy?
Just double check to make sure that it does equal that. Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
that includes
okay.
well, there's
All
four,
of that.
4 lines because we have done an estimate for the supplemental for, property that has not gone through the whole process to get within our assessment so far. It's coming, but, we don't know the exact amount, so we had to do an estimate.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so where were we?
Believe. Just looking to see if land sales are included in the administration section. And there was a note that land sales budgeted were reduced to actual sales, because prior to this, we had about 50,000 in the budget. So we've reduced it down to 10. And reduction equals 40 grand, which increases the levy in the sense that we weren't expecting that revenue this year. So.
Okay. And how did you come to that conclusion to lower it by that much? Like from 40 to, so it was at 40,000 and we're gone to 10,000?
It was at 50 in
Oh,
the
50.
2025
Okay.
budget, and it's
Okay.
now at
I
10,000.
can speak
Yes.
to that. So I think you can see it on your screen now. The previous year's lot sales in 2023 was 12,800. There was nothing in 2024. There was nothing in 2025. And we just sold land that was recommended to sell at a lot higher for a lot less. Considering the CIP and just wanting to get construction moving. So the odds of getting $50,000 in sales based on the practice currently is not very likely. So in order to be fully transparent, at $1,000 a lot or $2,000 a lot, it's going to take 25 lots to get to $50,000 in sales. And how likely is that? So this 10,000 is a sale of 5 to 6 lots.
Okay, just a question on that. The sales that we just currently have undertaken,
Yep.
I'm thinking of the old Public Works garage, is that gonna fall in 2025 or 2026?
Well, it should have fallen in 25, but it will now fall in 2026. So we could increase this one.
Okay, so maybe we want to adjust
Yeah.
it for that.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you, like if it's historically, like if
Yeah.
in 2027, we bring it back down to 10,000 because that's more in line of what we've historically gotten. I totally agree with that. So will we adjust it by the sale amount and then just add the sale amount to it, and then we're still looking at possibly 10,000 worth of sales this year?
Yep.
Okay,
So it will be 40,000.
okay.
And so one other, I assume it's okay. to go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
So that's
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
So another item that would be in the admin section of the budget are the legal costs, which, as you know, have been a bit higher than anticipated. And similarly in 2026, we expect them to be, we've indicated here 70,000 for that. So
Where are they listed, on which?
lower in the admin, the actual admin expenses.
Okay. Oh, okay. the
Like
top.
legal ADM.
Yeah, legal admin, yeah, correct. So we've budgeted 70,000 for that this year. Last year, the budget was 50,000, so we've increased it somewhat. With the potential for it to still be a little high this year.
So what, so I leave this question to you, for a municipality of our size, what is a respectable number to be spending on legal? Because we see it in 2023, we're 39,000 over it. In 2024, we're almost like 90,000. And then in this 2025, and the numbers aren't completely all in yet, right? Or is this the total? It could adjust.
Total so far, I can't say for certain we have all invoices in there yet.
Okay,
I don't
So-
know the answer to that.
yeah, no, that's fine.
Well, that's atrocious.
Yeah,
And we haven't really sold very many properties.
no, and I guess for, I put the question to staff, can we find out exactly what we're allowed to disclose from our legal fees
In terms of.
in terms
what
of the
it's
public?
for?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the things that go to legal, we have to send them to legal.
Yeah, if you're looking for any kind of a breakdown of the dollars spent, we'd have to find out what's allowed.
What's allowed, okay. Okay, so we've increased it to 70,000. And I guess at this point, Manuela, we're just hopeful we're going to try and keep it within 70,000?
Yes.
Okay,
And I will find out what we're allowed to disclose.
okay, thank you. Any questions at this point, council? Okay, Penalties and interest on property taxes.
Mhm. Yes, that's the next one I was gonna get to. So there has been a reduction in the penalties that we've charged due to collection efforts. The more people who pay their taxes on time, the less penalty and interest we will charge, because it's all based on the amount owing at the time that it gets run in the system.
Okay, and where is that?
That would be up in the revenue section in the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So we reduced it by 30, so
We
what am I, so is that the 80,000?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Next is the increased bank charges, which we've seen, sorry, just find the right line for that one. I'm jumping up and down a little bit, apologize for that.
that's all
Just
right.
based on the notes and, service charges, we do have about, let me just,
28.
yes, I mean, we've changed the budget to 28 due to the actuals in 2025 on that line. We also have the service charges on the two lines below, which show, I believe some of those had been charged in prior years, but they weren't broken out. They were all on the one line. So now we've broken it out, or someone had decided to break it out, and we can see that it's about 14,500 for the specific service charges to those Chase and to RBC.
Okay, and that is because we allow people to use their credit cards, is that mainly what that is for?
I do need to do a little bit more investigation to be sure exactly what that is, but because we have people paying through their own bank, through the website, through the portal, that way, I believe those are the bulk of those charges related to that. Not so much a bank transfer to us, because those are, we don't get a huge fee for those. I believe that is what it is.
Okay.
I'd like to speak to the library if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a new item on here called library levy. Before, it was all recorded within the library itself, so they always looked like they were in a deficit. They didn't really truly have a wholesome set of books. So we've done it properly. They act like an external board. So we've set it up that way, and this is the levy that we provide to the library for them to be able to operate. And once we get to the library slide, you will see that they now have a balanced budget. So when they go throughout their years, you can actually see how they're doing. So these set of books are now properly set up. So rather than showing this expense in the library, it's being showed in admin because it's coming, taxation is funding the library. And that's what's being shown here. So the library is balanced budget rather than in a deficit like it's been shown in previous years. When we get to the library slide, you'll understand.
Okay, so on the,
In the admin expenses,
Yeah,
shows
I
the
see it
library
there,
that, yeah,
right here,
it's going down the stream.
okay. So that's just a difference in the way we're accounting and attributing it, and it should become more clear.
Yes.
Okay. Counselor Stefanik, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to clarify that.
Yeah.
The reason for that, the previous auditors were adamant to have it, and that's the way to set up. They would not budge on that. I mean, we discussed it over the years with them, and they felt that's the way it should be done. That's the
odd.
reason. 100%.
This is much better for the library. They can see exactly how they're doing. They're a separate set of books on our financial statements. So it's much cleaner this way.
Okay. And I guess we can reach out to our new auditors and just ensure that it aligns.
Yep,
Because
we
we did
can
switch
definitely, but I'm sure they won't have an issue.
Okay,
Having worked with them in the past, I'm quite confident.
yeah, they did our one audit for us last year.
Yeah.
And then our previous auditors were BDO. Okay, so what other items are on here that we are,
Of the notes we had sent out, I had sent out an email, those were, I believe, everything that would be included in the admin budget specifically.
you do have a possible reduction of 8,700 to admin travel and a possible 5,000 reduction to economic, would that be,
Yes, you're right, that would be,
that'd be there? Okay,
yes, apologies.
that's all right.
So yes, admin, travel and training. Have this year budgeted 28,415. That's based off of, another tab where Manuela would have figured out conferences and, various travel that might be anticipated for staff, including, tuition costs or office costs and related travel. If you want more detail, I do not have access to it currently, but we can get that for you as well.
I
But-
can clarify, there was a couple conferences there for the CAO. There was AMO plus a miscellaneous should it be needed. So I would absolutely forego the miscellaneous. The elections for the CAO and the clerk's tuition for Seneca and AMCTO conference, which I haven't had a chance to talk to Jen, but I was gonna suggest that maybe we reduce that one. And there was also a MFOA for the CFO and one other, and I was gonna reduce that to one, so it's a reduction of 10 to 12,000. A possible reduction of 10 to 12,000 there.
If I may speak,
Okay, yeah, go ahead, John.
you're good to reduce mine.
Okay, perfect. I'm sure Cindy would agree as well. And I have no hesitation to reduce.
Okay, Counselor Stefanik?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to make sure that the CFO is done on her presentation, because I'd like to go back to the first page that you presented. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we were
Okay,
just looking at the notes that related to
Okay,
admin,
gotcha.
so,
Okay, we just have one more,
Yeah.
right? Is the
I believe so.
economic development?
yes, just go to the economic development. If you have access to it, Jen, so
Like it's its own.
it should be.
Let me look, David, one moment, please.
Do you want me to share, Jen?
It's up to you. It's number 5, active and planning.
Yeah, I
right?
know. I'm just
There we
kidding.
go.
Yeah, we
You've
got
got
it.
it. You've got it. Okay.
Oh, I zoomed in too much. Sorry.
So you do have.
So
the
there
budget.
was previous travel there, of 12,000. I left 5. Should council wish that one of the staff attend a conference regarding economic development, if we thought there might be good reason to do that. My recommendation at this point would be not this year. But it's definitely up to staff. The 10,000 that you see there for advertising and public relations, that's related specifically to the CIP. So it's not advertising or public relations, it is the CIP. So that there's money there for the CIP to be implemented.
Okay, I'm just gonna speak out on this one. I have no problem scratching that whole amount for this year.
Okay,
Like, we really
Good.
need to focus in on where we're at and
Yep.
just spend what we need to. And, yeah, like,
perfect, thank you.
and I have no, and I've said this, I want council to know this, is I've said to both Manuela and Cindy that I just want the complete bottom line, like where we're at, so that we can make better decisions for the future.
Okay. And since
So
we're
just
on
take
this
that one
page as
zero.
well, you can see there's a small amount in wages for 2026 and then a larger amount for 27, 28. That's related specifically to the 100th anniversary and applying for a intern for that position, for an events planner intern, if council so desires.
We have to do that.
Yep.
Okay.
And we can get that, that's still through NOHFC and it's funded at
Yes.
90%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the goal was to apply later in the year so that we would have the intern for all of 2027 and the up to 2028.
Okay. Yep, I think council's all in agreement with that.
Okay.
Okay. I think that was all the notes that you had for that
I
one.
believe so.
Okay, Councillor Stefanik, let's move
Yeah.
back to the question.
Thank you.
time
Front
for a
page.
minute. Front page, okay.
Please, and thank you. And look at the bottom line numbers in percentage wise, because that's what I like to deal with,
You just-
percentage.
Sorry, you're just looking at the admin.
Admin,
cover or the-
yeah, total expense.
Gotcha.
And thank you for photocopying the hard copy. I really enjoyed that.
Good.
It wasn't lost. I'm looking at total expenses in 2025, it's 1,914,714. Budget for 2026 is 2,113,364. According to my calculations, that's 10.37% increase. Am I right?
In that department?
Yes.
Possibly, yes.
Then I'm looking at the net administration, 1.5 million goes to 1.9 million. That's an increase for the net administration, 29.27%. I like percentages.
So part of that is that library levy.
Right,
164,000 is the transfer of the library levy to this area. So you'll see that same reduction in the library.
right. But not the total expenses.
That
The
is
one-
in the expenses. The 164,000 is
Showing 173.
123, 124.
Yeah.
It's zeroing out. You look at the top and you look at the bottom, it zeros out.
Go through you to Cindy. So what, with this presentation you gave us, what's the net increase on the budget then?
I'm not sure I have that number.
So I think,
In-
as I said in the very beginning, this is not a budget that's being recommended, so we didn't make those calculations. This is a point at which to start discussions about how council wants to do things differently, where they want to do things differently. I think what Cindy wants to point out are where some of the changes or problems are. You'll see a lot of it in the public works when you get to the long-term debt. And because that is really impacting the budget for sure. There's the CN is impacting this budget. That's another 2%. There's a loss of $100,000 in grant revenue. That's an impact of 5%. So those are the items that are the key changes, and that we need to work out and work through.
So how do,
Go ahead, Belinda.
my thing is the grant present that we're using, because how do we make up for that? Like, how do we go forward when everything keeps dropping when we need more?
Yeah,
That's the trick.
exactly.
Yeah.
So part of it could be making a plan to wait to do some capital projects. So maybe we don't need to do the town hall right away. Maybe we just need to put up a gate to stop the public from coming right through. And I mean, I can deal with the floors the way they are now. Maybe
only
we
thing
just
is-
need to make it safe.
Can I say something on that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I hate to interrupt on that one, but when you said the floors are not balanced, to me, that's a tripping hazard, which is health and safety. So
yes,
you have to do something, right?
they're not level.
So that means we have to keep it in there.
Yeah, I'm not in favor of putting off capital projects in our buildings. We heard the fire chief talk about 3 years of trying to get these projects done. And I just want to be completely transparent here. The staff is having difficulty as coming into the role of understanding where we're at, or they're understanding it, getting it into a documents that can help us make good decisions. So basically what they need to understand from us is where do we want to move forward from? And this is what we have. This is what we have to move forward with. So I went back over our 2024, our 2023, our 2024 audits. If you remember in 2023, there was an 821,000 overspend, which was covered in a general surplus, which we had. So we didn't, there was not any use of the reserves at that point. But in 2024, there was another overages. There were more overages. And if you remember back in September of 2024, we discussed that at this table because we were getting an audit saying we're 9 months into the next year and where are we at? And then, of course, we went into all the difficulties of trying to find a CAO, and now we're into 2025. So I want to say, like, the work in the background to have to balance out where we're at and to also keep our major projects on task is not an easy feat of what's happening. So I just said, like, we are going to work it out till we figure out what we have and how we move it forward, so that council is aware of that we're making the best decision with the most current information. Okay? Go ahead, Councilor.
Yeah, just supplementary, just
Yep.
from my end of it.
Yeah,
I still, it doesn't matter if it's preliminary budget, estimated budget, I still like to see percentages. I'm used to percentage for last 12 years on council, and I did it for 25 years for municipality. It gives me a greater global perspective, dollars and percentages.
yes, I agree.
That's
with
where I
you.
stand.
I agree with you, Councillor, that it can be difficult when we're in the transition of change. But for the magnitude of work that the staff has had to do, I'm going to have to defer that right now. We have to figure out, without the percentages, where we are and what we can reduce.
Yeah.
Because just to have the documents that we have in front of us and to figure out what was mismanaged in the past or not allocated has been troublesome in itself. So I agree with you that we'll get to the place where there's percentages.
Yes.
And Manuela, I defer to you if I've misspoken on any of the topics that I've talked about.
No, nope. I think you heard it last year from Richard. You're hearing again this year. Cindy, you want to talk about OCIF? We should have $1.5 million in OCIF funds. There's $780,000 in the bank account. That bank account is short. We owe $1.5 million to service the Infrastructure Ontario right now for the 3rd Avenue. That money should have been in the OCIF. It's not there. It wasn't there in 25. It wasn't there in 24. It wasn't there in 23. And it's not there in 2026. So we have money coming back on the claims. That's going to pay off that overdraft to Infrastructure Ontario. But then we're going to have to use it again this summer to complete 3rd Ave. Part of that money will come out of the credit union. Part of it will have to be a loan. So now we're left to how do we deal with the fitness center and the library, because we need to move ahead with that project. Mayor Fort has said it before, and she said it to me in the last few days. Fundraising is a great way to do it. I agree. We have a short time frame, but if we can do some fundraising to get some of that money back in and the cash flow in, that would be great. And that would definitely impact this budget. So it's those types of discussions, those wholesome, honest discussions that I'd like to have with council. Does this council feel comfortable to put fundraising into this budget? Is that something you'd want to see? Is that something we can put in the budget? Those are questions that we have to, find the answers to and come back. That would be fantastic. If we can put donations in here and we're confident that we can get them, that would make a big difference.
Councilor Belinda, go ahead.
I just like to say that we talked about this, I don't know how many times, and we agreed that we have to do fundraising. Why aren't we doing it? So, yes, you got my full support on going for donations, even raising money ourselves, the whole works. We can do that.
Yeah,
This
and
town can do that.
I agree, this town can do it, and I have no problem. I told Manuela that I do have extra vacation this year that I'm willing to use to set up meetings and knock on any corporate doors, whatever means we need to take and have the marketing materials and sell it. You remember, we went to AMO. We weren't looking for 25,000 from CN and we walked out with a check. We can do it. We can do it. It's just a matter of let's all work together on the same team and get it done. And then we have a facility and at this point, I'm like, okay, we need to like fundraise, have the goal at 1.3, but maybe we hit 2. So we have a reserve for the arena. So I think, I'm gonna open up the floor for discussion from each of the counselors on this because it could be put right into the budget. So, John Paroff, I'll go to you first on discussion on fundraising.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's important, a good source of revenue. I fully support it, yes.
Counselor Stefanik,
You wish.
I'm not about what I wish, what's your?
I don't think the time frame is enough, personally. I fundraised most of my life and you need at least a time frame, a year and a half. But that's only my opinion.
Okay, so a year and a half, we could do it?
I think year and a half,
Okay,
that's.
cause I just on that note, we did have conversations in the past with our, funders at Infrastructure Ontario that if you had the money, projected to come in with commitments, they wouldn't have us roll into that, long-term debt. They would allow that shorter one to stay, the building debt, and then they would roll it. Yeah, the construction debt, because you have that for so long and then you roll it in to the long-term, facility. And, so there's, if we have to stretch it out, cause you're saying from your history, Drago, that it would be a bit longer.
Yeah, if I could supplement her.
Yes, for
I
sure.
fundraised for the arena roof and Belinda also helped me with her curling. Took us approximately 2 years to raise $80,000. And she did a tremendous amount on behalf, that was the main money that came in. It wasn't the donations, it was her events, the curling facility, Bonspiels, that really put us over the top. And now the economy's a little more tighter. I mean, that's my impression.
Mhm.
I could be wrong, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, when we put it out to the public, we can get a $1.2 million loan and pay for that at the cost of what, 40,000 a year?
On the interest rate.
The interest rate, and then, or we can look at, okay, let's fundraise and pay it off, we own it, and we don't pay all that interest. Like, that's, like, we really just have to come to, like, what do we believe we can do here? Counselor Peter, go ahead.
I'm for it. I'm always the glass, half full, so. And let's be honest, with the numbers we're looking for, there's gonna be a couple of heavy hitters that we're gonna be addressing and hoping that they would, come in and then they themselves will have budgets here shortly, so we would have an answer whether we'd be close or not probably with, because every little dime will help, every penny will help. But at the end of the day, there's probably gonna be 80% of whatever we collect is gonna be from bigger, identities that would, you know, bigger corporations that would conclude to help us out. So I think that's, what we gotta look at. And so we should know within, if we're gonna take this serious, in this shorter time frame of how successful we can be. Because like doing these skins and all that, like Feed the Bears and whatnot, that was an amazing thing, but that's a little bit here, a little bit there. We need a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that type of fundraising is what we need ongoing.
Yes.
Like, that's what we need ongoing. We
Yeah.
wanna fill that hotel, we wanna have the hockey tournaments. I'm so sad that I'm going away for, vacation during our hockey tournament. I wanted to play. And that was out of my control. It's a wedding, so. Yeah, I think those ongoing things, Peter, yes, they do generate funds, but that would be more on an ongoing. That we have to look at corporate sponsorship, businesses and donations and see how we can. And if we can partner possibly for, with someone for raffles or something.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So to add on to that, in the past, we talked about people getting a receipt. Now, going forward, it never really got pushed. So that kind of thing is, are we still able to do that?
As
So
a
if
municipality, we can issue income tax receipts
Yes.
for
can we
donations.
still- So we advertise that as well, because
Yeah.
people don't know those things. And going forward, if we're gonna, we have to go all the way on what people can get out of this, as well as, help out the community, as well as, getting out and socializing.
Okay. Okay, Manuela, I think you have, full consensus of council to, look at fundraising
Okay,
and how we're going to, orchestrate that. I'm at your disposal to be used in any meeting, whatever, yeah, whatever is, and we've seen it happen before. Like
Okay.
and I have no problem demonstrating that need, and I think one of the items on our budget right now is this payment that we have for $50,000 a year to our biggest employer in town. That would be a place to start,
yes, I agree.
is let's use every leverage we can get.
And definitely we can come back with some percentages and why they are the way they are. Definitely.
Okay, so further questions on administration? Counselor Spanik, were you done with all
Yeah,
your
thank you
questions?
very much.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we didn't, go through, council's budget.
Okay. We can do each as we go, if you like.
Well, because you want places where we can cut, right? We need to lower this. We're not gonna do an 18% tax increase. Anyway. I'll sit here all night to figure it out. Go ahead, Drago.
We should cost council, travel and, person at least by 1,000 each, at least. Anybody to stay within their budget would really help everybody out. Or supplementary, one conference per year and that's it. Not 2, 3, 4. I think that's, if you want to start cutting, that would be.
Well, historically, the last 2 years, I've only used, 8,000 out of 2024. 2025 was, 6,000 plus leaving there. I've got good roads as paid for, and I have no problem if, I discussed this with Manuela. We have 2 of us going to AMO.
You can cut me out,
No, I would rather
cut me out.
you go.
Seriously, like, you can cut me out on that one.
And then we'll send Manuela, and I'll go with Manuela.
Yes.
Are you in
You two
agreement
need
with
to be
that,
there, yeah.
Manuela? That was not where I was going with that, Belinda.
Yes,
you
that's
can.
fine.
I, looks like I was over this year. And I thought it was, because of, the previous year, I put mine in January, but it doesn't look like it, so I was over, so I definitely should not go.
Okay, so so we're going with Counselor Stefanik saying 1,000 out of each. Does that give Counselor Stefanik enough for Phenom?
Just one is going to count.
Yeah,
I think it should.
okay. And Counselor Paroff? I'm not sure what you're signed up for this year.
This is the only one that I know of right now. I'm fine with lowering our travel allowance.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not
Peter?
going on anything this year, so
Okay,
you cut mine right there.
I was going to Noma. Do you want me not to go to that or?
Somebody should go to
I
Noma
think
for
we
sure.
should go to Noma, yeah. Cause I'm set up to go to Noma too, right? There was a reason we're going there. Oh, the bear pit.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to those ministers, yeah. Especially after that, we'll have this budget done, we can show them.
And a lot of this travel, not a lot, when we go, people gotta realize, I'm sure they do, it's necessary. We come back with stuff, like if it's not, it doesn't equate to the capital expenditure to get you there right away, but it comes back, it comes back tenfold.
Mhm,
You have to get, like, it's a necessity.
yeah. Okay, so, for my budget, I don't, if I'm going to, Phenom, or not Phenom, I'm not going to Phenom, Noma and, Amo, whatever the cost is beyond that, and then I'll have, Northeast Superior's mayor's meeting. And there's only 2 of those.
Those are very important.
Yeah, we're getting things moved along there, so. So I'm thinking we could take, so $1,000 off of each counselor for Counselor Stefanek's recommendation. And then, we can take 2,500 off of mine. I think we can even go further than that.
We've got a funny feeling we'll all be over.
We're all gonna be over
Yeah,
with 3,000?
yeah.
Everything's so expensive now.
Okay,
I'm just looking at last year's, like, I don't know. There's no reason, yeah, I think we'll be over.
okay, well, why don't we just keep it at 4,000 and take 4,000 right off my budget? That brings me down to 8,500, and that's more than enough to go to Noma and Phenom, or why do I keep saying Phenom? Amo. It's almost time for a break here. We're taking a break 8 o'clock. Go ahead.
I'm
Counselor.
pretty sure mine be under 3,000, that's quite certain. We only want Phenom, that's it.
But then do you travel to the monthly meetings for the French meetings?
All virtual
All
since the
virtual?
last April.
Okay,
So I think mine is 3,000. I'll accept that.
okay, I'll leave that, so there's room for you to play with there. How about we leave it at that? And you can look at people's travel and, okay? Okay, so what else do we have in administration? Economic development, that's pretty much right pared down to our, CIP
And the 100th anniversary in tourism.
and the 100th anniversary.
Yeah, we've already looked at that one. Education, there's nothing you can do, and it's an external board. Service Ontario is almost a non-existent budget. It's $199 for the year, so nothing to look at there. The library was set by the library board. So we can definitely look at that if you want.
Well, you know what I have to say about the library is since I've been on the library board right up until this year, they manage their budget well.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like they do lots of programming
they do.
and I have to applaud that board for what they've done with the minimal resources that they've had over the years.
So I agree with you. I just wanted to point out, and I don't know why the previous auditors would have done it that way, but the way we did it this year is we took that 164,000 coming from the town and have shown it as income for the library here. It's an expense for the town. And then if you just go down a little bit, Jen, on that page, so you can see the net, you can see that the expenses for the library are 173, and they have a balanced budget. So as they go through their year, they'll be able to actually see where they stand each quarter with doing it this way. As opposed to, you can see in previous years, they've started out the year always in a deficit.
Okay.
Because they've been showing, because they're showing that levy there. So we've just moved the levy to admin because that's really where it's coming from. It's coming from the town to support the library. They have now a nice clean set of books. I'm sure, I would be very surprised if our auditors had issue with this, our current auditors.
Okay. any
But
further
I
comments?
will double check, or Cindy, one of us will.
Okay, for sure. Counselor Stefanik? go
Yeah,
ahead.
under the, if you take a step back, economic development, I don't think we need subscriptions, can pronounce it, at, $1,000. We don't have EDO, why get, magazines? In my
I don't
opinion,
know if it's a magazine or if
I
it's
don't-
subscriptions to ACTEV. Is it,
Yeah, I think-
or,
Yes, it's an organizational subscription. It's not a magazine.
it's the,
It's the association.
yes.
and under membership, that's another 1,000. What does that
Oh.
entail then?
I will look at both of those. I did look at them once already. I will look again.
I think it's 2,000 right there, in my opinion.
Memberships and subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look one more time.
Okay. So just for their, use council, we want to stay as a member to, what is it, Econ? Economic Development Council of Ontario? EDCO, sorry. Is there a,
One of those would be
benefit to
Edco.
that? You don't think there's a benefit?
100% not.
And why do you think that?
We don't have EDO right now, and, if the other staff has their own, responsibilities, I think just wasting $1,000. Right.
Okay, I want information on that.
Yeah, what's the value?
Like, what's the value? Like, I don't know what they're getting for that. And if there's any free, development or what, like, they're an organization, there's things that, you know. Okay, and then you said City of Ontario, education, we can't touch. And then library, and we're done? No, miscellaneous. What do we got miscellaneous? Oh, we
Miscellaneous are-
can't touch any of those either.
Those are the external boards, yeah.
Yeah. External boards. So 229. So that's,
And-
22% of our taxes go to external.
And sorry, just a note, the Porcupine Health Unit just sent an email that they have a potential increase. They don't have it approved yet, but and I don't know the number off the top of my head.
Okay, so this might go up to 62.
Yes.
Did we not put in parameters when we made that new board that we weren't gonna get increases over a few years? Did we not? Do we
Yeah,
not have that in writing?
not in writing, no, that's incorrect.
What do I say about these boards they keep creating? It just costs us more money. Okay,
Exactly, that's, remember I said,
Yeah.
second last meeting,
yeah.
so I'm not happy.
Okay, council, we've gone through the administration. We have a few more working books to go through. We are taking a 10-minute break to refresh. And then we are going to finish up our meeting.